Hello, my lovelies. So, this is going to be this week's Freaky Fridays, and don't mind my hair, I'm actually getting ready to take my Valium and head to bed. Um, yeah. But I wanted to do this week's Freaky Fridays on Ohio's Loveland Frog, because I am from Ohio, and I got requested to do this, and actually I'd never even heard of it before, so thank you to the one who, suggested this one, because I had never heard of the Ohio Loveland Frog, Loveland Frog at all, and this was really interesting to me, and yeah, so, okay, let's get started, shall we? These amphibious anomalies have shocked and terrified both businessmen, farmers, and police officers, and remain one of the most intriguing cryptozoological mysteries in the United States. One of the most intriguing cases we hear at American Monsters have encountered during our many long hours of cryptozoological research is that of the Loveland frogmen. The story of these unique creatures begins in the May of 1955 on a lonely stretch of road that runs along Miami River in Claremont County, just on the outskirts of a small town known as Loveland, Ohio. At approximately 3:30 a.m., an unnamed businessman claimed to have witnessed three bipedal quasi-reptilian entities congregating by the side of the road. The man pulled his car to the curb and observed these creatures for what estimated to be about 3 minutes. During this time, he noticed that these strange beings stood between 3 to 4 feet tall, were covered with leathery skin, had webbed hands and feet. Their most distinguishing characteristics, however, was their distinctly frog-like heads, which the man claimed bore deep wrinkles where the hair should have been. Just as the man was about to steal away, one of the creatures suddenly held what the witness could only describe as a wand above its head, and the anonymous source further claimed that sparks spewed out of the end of this device, and he left post-haste. Thus begins the bizarre legend of the Loveland frogmen. This tale is fascinating enough if it ended there, but the two most significant encounters in this case, and indeed two of the most significant encounters in the annals of the cryptozoology, were yet to come. At about 1 a.m. on March 3rd, 1972, nearly 17 years after the first report, a police officer who understandably chose to remain anonymous was traveling along the Riverside Road heading towards Loveland when he saw something that would forever change his life. The officer claimed that he was driving slowly due to the substantial amount of ice on the road when he saw what looked like a dog by the curb. Suddenly, the animal darted in front of the cruiser, forcing the officer to slam on the brakes in order to avoid potential collision with the creature. Once the police cruiser came to a halt, its headlights fell upon the prone animal. At this point, the officer described something that seems literally too bizarre to be true. In the span of seconds, this crouched frog-like creature stood on two legs, stared back at the policeman, then scrambled over the guardrail and scurried down the embankment, finally disappearing into the Ohio River. The officer in question described the creature as being 3 to 4 feet tall and weighing in the area of 50 to 75 pounds, and he also claimed that its skin had leathery texture and that the animal's features resembled those of a frog or lizard. Another officer investigating the scene later that evening saw no sign of the creature, but reported that there were distinct scratch marks on the guardrail where the animal purportedly crossed. The second sighting occurred 2 weeks later while police officer Mark Matthews had an encounter of his own. According to the report, Officer Matthews, while driving into Loveland, spotted what he believed to be an injured animal on the pavement. Matthews climbed out of his cruiser with the intention of removing the carcass from the already ice-slicked road when the creature abruptly lurched upwards into a crouched position. Taken aback by the frogman's reptilian visage, Matthews upholstered his revolver and took a shot at the creature, which then proceeded to hobble over to the side of the road and step over the guardrail, all while keeping a watchful eye on the trigger, Happy Officer Matthews. Frogman matched the first officer's description down to the last detail, with the exception of a tail, which was absent in the earlier reports. In the years which have followed these events, Officer Matthews has re-engaged some of his tail. Now he claims that the animal in question was nothing more than a large reptile which escaped from its owner. He further insists that the only reason he shot at the creature was to help confirm a fellow officer's story, a story which was, of course, being met with the predictable skepticism by their superiors. Whether or not Matthew's change of heart was inspired by ridicule or fading memory of the event, from which he was 30 years removed from the fact, remains that his own testimony counters indicates his later retraction. Later that same year, an anonymous farmer reported sighting 4 bizarre creatures while inspecting his fields, which were located adjacent to the Ohio River. The farmer claimed that the eyes of the frogmen were large and circular, with their skin was most pale greenish gray, and perhaps most disturbingly that their mouths were wide and filled with sharp teeth. Thankfully, instead of attacking the poor man, the mini monsters stayed true to form and made their escape back into the river, from where they have yet to be seen again. Arguably, the most intriguing aspect of this case has the apparent use of technological device, the sparking wand, in the earliest reported encounter with these creatures. It has led to some investigators to suggest that these beasts, many just not anomalous animals, but intelligent beings, possibly from out of this world, meaning aliens, which is what I automatically was thinking was aliens. Although there have been no more confirmed sightings of the frogmen in almost 40 years, the Ohio River area remains one of the most prolific cryptozoological hotspots in the continental United States, and investigations into creatures such as the Loveland frogmen and the Fetus Lake monster and green club beast should and will continue to be into the foreseeable future. So, my thoughts on this is, to me, it totally sounds like these are not just creatures. They almost sound like, and I've seen pictures, like, they've put online of what they think these things look like, and honestly, if you've ever seen the movie Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell, the one like lizard-like creatures, it's almost what it sounds like is those things, and I'm wondering if that's where they got them from. I can't remember what they call them, but that's almost what it sounds like. It is like, it's interesting. And I do know where Loveland, Ohio is, and I would really be intrigued to go take a little trip to the Ohio River in Loveland to see if I could find one of these frogmen. Maybe one day I can take a road trip, get a hotel, go scurry on over there. Who knows, maybe me and Cookie could do that. Hi, Panda. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Loveland frog. Man, I am very thankful that I got this idea to do this one. I had never heard of it before, and I will have this up by Friday night. I am recording it on Thursdays, so I can edit it Friday when I get home from work. It is very, very interesting story, and the next one that I have is pretty interesting too. And for those of you who are giving me ideas for the Freaky Fridays, I haven't forgot about you. Your ideas are being written down, and they will be up soon. I just have a lot that I am covering, and I have been doing research like every night. So I will get to them if you've given me an idea on a Freaky Friday, I will do it. It takes time because I have to do the research and I have to get the pictures and stuff like that. But yes, I will get to them, because as of right now on my list of, I can tell you what my list now consists of. Before I end this video, let me find it first. Now we have the Grassman of Ohio, the Wendigo, Lake Erie South Bay Bessie, any of my ghost stories, and the Amityville Horror. So those, as of right now, are the Freaky Friday ideas. And if you guys have any more ideas, I will totally jot them down onto my Freaky Friday list, and I will get to them. It's just going to take time, like I said, because I do probably about one every Friday, unless I miss a Friday, and then I'll do two, because sometimes I'm just busy, so I forget to do them. But this Friday, there will be just this one, the Loveland Frog. I will edit it probably sometime tomorrow, and it will be up before midnight tomorrow night, Eastern Time, Ohio time. I don't know what you would call it. So, yes. And also, I heard about it. They brought up the Fetus Lake Monster and the Green Clawed Beast. So that's intriguing me too. I'm wondering what those are. So I might add those to my list myself, because those kind of sound pretty interesting. But next week's Freaky Fridays will be about the Grassman of Ohio, which was pretty interesting in itself too. It is another story I'd never heard of, and it's actually from Ohio too, and actually I know exactly where this area is too, so it would be interesting to see if I could find the beastie that they are speaking of. So, as of right now, I'm going to end this video, and if you guys have any more ideas, let me know, and I will totally put it on my list to do Freaky Fridays. I love you all, and I will see you guys. Stay safe and keep away from those creepers, and I will do another Freaky Fridays as of next Friday.
Take a video of me making this bad spaghetti.
He's making bad spaghetti.
Badass spaghetti.
Okay.
Take a video of this.
Okay. I'm gonna go now, guys, and have a nice Freaky Friday. Well, it's Thursday right now, but you'll see this on Friday. So have a good Freaky Friday, and stay away from the freakies. And stay safe. And watch out for Slender Man.